Recent headlines have sparked concern about a link between ham sandwiches and diabetes. Newspapers are reporting on a large-scale study connecting red and processed meats to an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. While these headlines are attention-grabbing, it's essential to understand the nuances of the research before swearing off your lunchtime ham sandwich. This study, while significant, doesn't definitively state that eating ham will give you diabetes. Instead, it points to a potential association between higher consumption of red and processed meats and a slightly elevated risk of developing the disease. It's crucial to distinguish between association and causation, which we'll delve into further. The goal is to provide a balanced perspective on the study's findings. We'll examine the research, explore expert opinions, and discuss practical steps for a healthy diet. Knowledge is power, and understanding the facts can help you make informed decisions about your food choices. The study making headlines is impressive in its scope. Researchers analyzed data from over 1.21 million adults across multiple countries. This large and diverse sample size strengthens the study's findings and allows for broader application of the results. The study found that individuals who ate the highest amounts of red and processed meat had a slightly increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those who ate the least. For processed meat, this increase was around 20%. While this might sound alarming, it's important to understand that this represents a relative risk, not an absolute risk. To put it into perspective, the overall risk of developing type 2 diabetes is influenced by numerous factors, including genetics, family history, age, and lifestyle choices. While this study suggests that red and processed meat consumption might play a role, it's not the sole determinant of whether or not someone will develop the disease. One of the most common misunderstandings in health research is the difference between association and causation. Just because two things are linked doesn't mean one causes the other. This study shows an association between higher red meat intake and diabetes risk, but it doesn't prove causation. Think of it this way: does carrying an umbrella cause the rain? Of course not. More research is needed to establish a causal link. Section 4. Unpacking the research limitations and considerations. Like all scientific studies, this one has limitations. Researchers tried to control for factors like body weight, physical activity, and smoking, but it's impossible to eliminate all confounding variables. For instance, red meat eaters might have other habits affecting health. They might consume fewer fruits and vegetables or be less active. These factors could influence diabetes risk. The study relied on self-reported dietary intake. This can lead to recall bias. Despite limitations, the study's large sample and rigorous methods are valuable. Section 5. Finding the balance: expert opinions on meat consumption. While the study's findings might sound concerning, health experts caution against completely eliminating meat from your diet. Meat provides important nutrients, such as protein, iron, and vitamin B12, that are essential for good health. Instead of adopting an all-or-nothing approach, experts recommend moderation and balance. The focus should be on choosing leaner cuts of meat, trimming visible fat, and limiting processed meat consumption. Processed meats, like bacon, sausage, and deli meats, are often high in sodium, saturated fat, and other additives that can negatively impact health. Incorporate meat as part of a balanced diet that includes plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. This approach provides a variety of nutrients and helps mitigate potential risks associated with excessive red and processed meat intake. Section 6. Beyond diabetes, the link between processed meat and bowel cancer. The conversation around red and processed meat extends beyond diabetes risk. The World Health Organization classifies processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen, meaning there's convincing evidence that it causes cancer. Red meat is classified as a Group 2A carcinogen, meaning it's probably carcinogenic to humans. This classification is based on a substantial body of research linking processed meat consumption to an increased risk of bowel cancer. While the exact mechanisms are still being investigated, experts believe that certain compounds formed during processing, such as heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, may contribute to the development of cancer cells. While this information is concerning, it's important to remember that risk is influenced by both the amount and duration of processed meat consumption. Reducing your intake, even moderately, can help lower your risk. Section 7. Building a healthy plate: alternatives and essential nutrients. If you're concerned about red and processed meat intake, There are nutritious alternatives. Plant-based proteins like beans, lentils, tofu, tempeh, and edamame are excellent choices. These foods provide fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. They can be used in salads, soups, stir-fries, and pasta sauces. Thanks for watching Wonder Universal Facts channel.